everything changes.
Hey, what's going on, Rockstars? Welcome into the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel. Saturday, December 21st, 2019. And during Thanksgiving and here in the holidays, I get asked all the time, what am I most thankful for as far as business and reselling goes, and kind of being my own boss and working a job where I don't have the normal 9 to 5. Well, there's a lot of things that are important to me and were the reason that I decided in life I was going to go the route that I went. And so what I want you guys to do is put down in the comments section what makes you most thankful that you work for yourself, or if you have a job still and you're just doing this as a side gig or a side hustle or part-time, what things you're looking forward to having freedoms or thankfulness for when you go full-time, or if you go full-time, or if you're planning it already and you're about to, maybe the first of the year, what you will be most thankful for. So I put together a list of 10 things. I want you guys to hear about those, and I think some of you will change your tune and change your mind on going full-time, because when you think about all the advantages versus, there's always pros and cons. When you think of these advantages, you're gonna realize, wow, it really is the way to live your life, to work for yourself and not work for someone else. I know a lot of people might disagree with this, and there's gonna be some comments down there, but I gotta tell you, I can't imagine doing it any other way. And for those of you that do, a lot of respect for you, but it's just something I could never do. So let's jump into it. 10 ways that I am thankful and things that make working for myself completely awesome. All right, so reason number one is the obvious. I can work from bed. I work from home and I never have to get out of my bed some days if I choose not to. That freedom is incredible. Now, there's obviously days I have to go out, some days I source, some days I gotta come out and film. There's things that have to get done, but in general, you can basically not get out of bed, and that leads into like a part B of that. You can work from anywhere in the world, essentially doing what I do. When you mix it right, schedule it right, and do a lot of the things that I do, as long as I have my computer or my iPad, my phone, combination of the three, and a Wi-Fi connection, I can work anywhere I want. And so that's awesome. Number two is right along that line. I don't have to drive to work. I don't have to go sit in that traffic, drive downtown, spend an hour, 2 hours wasting time. Remember, time is precious. When you're sending 30, 45, an hour and a half to get one way, maybe 2 hours round trip, that's a lot of time, not to mention just the frustration, the headache, the risk possibly of being in car accidents because you're on the road so much. There's so much bad about having to drive to work every day. Now, some of you are very lucky and work right across the street from your job or live right across the street. Most of us are not. Okay, so number three kind of leads right up off of that as well. The wear and tear on your car, the expense of the gas getting to and from work, driving around, the maintenance, the tires, all that kind of stuff. That's definitely number three, is that you don't have those overhead expenses, those extra above and beyond that some people may have. Now, yes, we do go out sourcing, we do go out driving for that. That's a business deduction. And it's usually not as much as somebody who goes to work 5 or 6 days a week, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in their vehicle. Maybe they drive for a pizza delivery place. There's a ton of things that usually those people will have that we do not have as full-time resellers, entrepreneurs, stay-at-home business people, social media, YouTube, whatever it is. We get very lucky with that. All right, so number four is the freedom of no boss. You are the boss. You get to make the decisions, the choices. Everything has to go through you. It has to come through me, and that feeling is incredible. Yes, there is some stress and some pressure that comes along with having to make all the choices, because at the end of the day, if you succeed or you fail, it's absolutely all your fault. Once you have employees, yeah, you can place and lay some of the blame on them, but at the end of the day, you're the owner and you're still responsible for your employees and your business. So ultimately, everything is up to you, and not having a boss is the most freeing thing in the world. But most of us that do this and are our own boss get inspired by not having to answer to somebody. It feels good to make our own decisions, and it works out as a pro for us. Okay, so number 5 and number 6 are about money. Number 5 is probably one of the most important ones. It's unlimited earning potential. When you work a job, let's say that you work for $15 an hour, right? And you work 40 hours a week. that's $600. You'll never make more than $600 a week unless you get a raise. And some places don't give raises, but let's just say that the place you work does give a raise. Most of the time it's what, $1? It's $2. So then you get to make an extra 40 bucks a week, 640, 680. Even if you work there for 5 or 10 years, you may never get over 700 or 750 or 800 bucks a week in earnings. You kind of know your cap. And the only way to really solve that in a regular job is that you have to go get a degree, or you have to work your way up management until you can get to be like a store manager, or then like a franchisee. And that can take decades or years and years and years and years. And as a business owner, your earning potential could be 100 today, and it could be 1,000 tomorrow, depending on how hard you work and what you build and what you implement. You have unlimited earning potential. So that's number 5, being able to earn as much as you want as long as you put your mind to it. Number 6 that has to do with money also is that a lot of people are like, oh, well, you don't get a paycheck every Friday or every other Friday or whatever it is. You're right. We don't get a set, steady paycheck, and that can be stressful for some. But typically, depending on the business you're in, we get paid every single day. Every day we get paid. You could earn 10 bucks on eBay today. You could earn 100 on Amazon that'll come in 14 days. You could earn 50 on Posh. You could, all this stuff. Somebody could buy directly from you off Instagram. You can theoretically get paid every single day. And there's a lot of freedom to that. When I started, I didn't, but now I have money coming into my account every single day, hundreds and hundreds of dollars a day, and some days thousands of dollars. So it's just that freedom is awesome. So that's number 6, being paid every day. All right, so number 7 is that there's no fear of being fired or losing your job. Now, don't get me wrong, platforms can suspend you, platforms could close up and go out of business, PayPal could limit you. There's 100 things that can happen in a business. YouTube could stop monetization or boot you off. There's things that can happen, but at the end of the day, it's theoretically not possible to get fired. You can walk into your job and be laid off or fired tomorrow. You wake up and YouTube has, stopped monetizing you. You can take those videos somewhere else. You can take them to Patreon and charge people to watch them. There are other options and ways around it. When you get fired from a job, yeah, you can go get another job at another business or another competitor or whatever, but essentially that job is gone and you have to hope you can get a job. You have to hope there's other places to go. When you're in a business and you're an owner, there are other options in other places. There's always somewhere else to go with it. So the fear of getting fired is not exactly the same as when you work a 9 to 5 and somebody can just lay you off or tell you to go home at the flip of a switch. So that right there is huge in its own. Number 7, the fear of not being fired. Number 8 is the daycare situation, kids and family. So having freedom to spend time with your friends and family and your loved ones, whether it is because you work at home and you get to see them all day, or because your child doesn't have to go to daycare, that saves you an expense also. So your child doesn't have to grow up in that daycare situation. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with daycares. I know a lot of kids grow up in them and do just fine, but a lot of parents spend all day working just to pay for the daycare to come home and barely see their kid get some food and go to bed. I see it all the time. So that freedom is huge as number 8, being able to have that family time and loved one time, and that freedom of not having to send them off to a daycare or never seeing them because you're at work 60 and 70 and 80 hours a week when they're school age. They're at school, you're at work, you come home, they're doing homework and getting a bath, shower, whatever, and now you've seen them for like an hour a day. So that's another freedom that you get. All right, since we're on that topic, let's talk about vacations and time off, because that's one of the best perks of being a business owner. You can go on vacation anytime you want, for as long as you want, during any part of the year. You don't have to wait for summer or Christmas or spring break, so long as your kids, when you have kids, that kind of scheduling around school makes it a little more difficult. But in general, you have the freedom to come and go as you please. And that's a play off of one of the other reasons. But I got to be honest, being able to just decide whenever we want to go is awesome. Like, hey, let's go on a 4-day road trip, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend. We'll just get up and pack early Thursday and head off on the road. And if anything sells Friday, I'll have my mom pack it, or I'll turn on 2-day handling, or whatever I have to do to adjust for it. I'll pre-schedule videos, I'll pre-schedule posts or shows or whatever it may be. I'll cancel the live show, I'll delay it. Just being able to come and go as you please is a fantastic prop to being a perk to being your own business owner and working at home. So that's number 9, vacations and free time. Number 10 is going to be my wrap up, and it's basically the pride of ownership. being your own boss and running your own show and doing things your own way, there's a lot of respect from people that come with that, but there's also a lot of pride that you should get from your own self-worth and your own self-respect and your own emotions by knowing that you are producing and providing for your family, that you're making the money appear, and that you have found a way to avoid the normal 9 to 5 and make it happen. So the amount of pride that you should feel for those of you that do it, even part-time, but definitely those of you that do it full-time, is outstanding. So I'm really happy that so many of you decided in 2019 to go that route. And I know there's a ton of you in 2020 that want to go that route as well. So I can't wait. I want to see how many of you do it. I look forward to helping you the best that I can. There's a ton of links down below that you can check out. I do ask that you take just a second, just read the description box below and see if there's anything that I can do to help you. And with that, I expect to see so many more of you become your own boss in 2020. And when you do, please let me know. Come back to this video and comment, email me, message me, post it on Facebook, whatever you have to do, but we want to see it. And I want to congratulate and shout all of you out at that time. So have a wonderful rest of your weekend, guys. Enjoy your evening, and I'll see you in the next video.